This is the Unbreakable Golfers podcast, where we're shining a light on your pain and weakness and how it is affecting your positions, your power, and your performance on the golf course. Should you stretch? Someone asked me this the other day, and it's based on obviously the research that came out, I think it was, I don't know, maybe 5-10 years ago, maybe about 5 years ago when I see it, about the idea that if you stretch before doing something that's explosive, it can reduce your power output, which is true, but it's based on holding a stretch for a long period of time. But that doesn't mean that you can't warm up. Like, you can do like a dynamic warm up rather than sort of holding long static stretches before you play. However, like if you have same with this guy, so if you had really limited range of motion, you got limited mobility, limited flexibility, then static stretching, holding for long period of times, trying to get the muscle stretched could be more beneficial, because obviously it will give you the range of motion you need, and or at the same time will reduce your chance of injury if you're moving a joint in end range. But there is a way around that. So if you're in a competition, you could lose a little bit of power with your swing, but you could reduce the chance of competition. This would be a trade-off you'd need to make. But there are some techniques that you could do to combat this. So like a way round it is if you've got time. So say you're in a position that you have time before. So you could say 45 minutes before that you need your power, your output, what you need to move forward. Then what you can do is you can do your static stretching then, and then with a long enough time period, you can then 45 minutes later do more active stretching to give yourself an ability to not lose that power but still get the range of motion moving forward. Or you could do your stretching after. So you make sure you do your dynamic warm-up, you get yourself prepared for the event that you're using, your golf swing, your power is all at the optimal levels, and then what you will do is you will do your sort of static stretching after. So if this is more and more, if you're doing this daily on top of that. So ultimately it comes down to what problem you're trying to solve. So if you have a mobility problem and your biggest problem is mobility, you've got to work out if you're willing to sacrifice some potential power to get yourself as mobile as possible so that you can generate more speed and power at a later date, or whether you're just going to stay in a situation where you're going to use dynamic warm-up and have the power that you've got at your level that you currently have. But ultimately, everything we do inside Unbreakable Golf is we're trying to get you more powerful. Yeah, so you can play pain-free, powerful golf. You can play as often as you want, for as long as you want. And as much as we want power comes from strength and speed. You're going to work on speed. If you don't have strength, you're going to work on strength. If you don't have your ability to move and stabilise, then you're going to work on that first and add it in parts. So as always, a couple of questions for you. What problem are you trying to solve? Is your problem that you need more mobility, in which case you might be sacrificing power short term, or is the problem that you need more power? Follow-up question. Out of those two things, what will give you the best result in your golf? So if you are in pain, if you are struggling with flexibility, then working and getting yourself mobile and getting your body as efficient as possible will probably be the thing that you want to be focusing on. And then if you're okay with what you got there, if you feel like you've got the ability to move, then adding more power is not going to make you a worse golfer. Now, obviously, if you go to unbreakablegolfers.com, there's free courses on there. Golf performance therapy, which talks about what we can do if you can work with me in person, if I come to your venue. Unbreakable Golf Warrior, which is about accountability and mindset, and that's an online course. And then obviously there's the free Golf Mob 6-week challenge, which is there, which anyone, if they're able to do the work on their own, it guarantee you more yards and less inches around your derby. Good luck. For more information on golf performance, by increasing your power, by getting in better positions, by working on your body and mind, go to unbreakablegolfers.com and sign up to the free asset.